Welcome back to Stocklabs, another market recap. It's the end of July, and it's been kind of an interesting month. The week was similar to the last couple in that it sort of is like we've had this inversion of the normal year-to-date behavior, where all of a sudden the Russell and small caps have become somewhat favorable, whereas the Qs and the mega cap tech stocks have become less in vogue. So we've got IWM leading the way up 3.3%, 3.34%. Q's down 2.73%, and the S&P was down 1%, and the Dow was up 67 basis points. The Dow the Dow kind of more correlates with the small cap side of things, even though those are large companies. And the Qs, yeah, bad week for them. And month to date now, they're down 3.5%, which I think they were up close to 5% after the first week-ish of the month. So a lot of give back in the mega cap tech space. And if we look at our leadership stocks, they kind of fared how you would expect. Amazon down 0.5%. That's not too bad. Flat-ish. Rest down, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple down anywhere from 2.5% to 3%. Nvidia down 4.5%. Google down 6%. Tesla down 8%. So, not great action from these. Although these probably you could say have been the most crowded the last year, or at least for 2024. So yeah. If we look at breadth by industry, it looks pretty good. So when you sort of get these IWM rallies, these broadish market upside moves, I mean the breadth looks decent, even though some of the indices were down. S&P was down, Qs were down, but breadth kind of comes out looking decent. If we look at subsectors, okay, I don't know what this one is, but something went up a lot in that sector. Then we got hospitals, toys, lumber, banks, some other financial type stuff. It's a pretty good, yeah, a lot of financial stuff, regional banks, a lot of real economy sort of stocks or sectors. And let's see, we got 26 sectors up over 5%. So, that's pretty good overall. Even you can see here, solar was up almost 5%. So, you know, overall market looked okay. On the downside, not a whole lot here. I see aluminum, semiconductors, EVs. Okay, kind of surprising the EVs is down 3%, but solar was up 4 or 5. So they're usually more closely related to each other as far as performance. So if we look at breadth by market cap, we got our 1 to 5 billion cap stocks up 2.9%. Solid week. 5 to 10 billion up 1.8%. 10 to 50 billion up 9/10. 50 to 100 billion up 34 basis points, and 100 billion cap plus stocks up 26 basis points, which is not a whole lot, but is actually good when you compare it to, the NASDAQ being down 3%, the S&P being down 1%. You can really tell that the losses are concentrated in those sort of gigantic tickers. So most of the market working. The part of the market that affects the indices not working is sort of the summary of the week and really the last couple weeks. Intelligence for this coming week, we've got some kind of blockchain thing, another Bitcoin thing, and Argentina. So not a lot of conclusions to draw from this. We invert this thing. Okay, downside, NVIDIA bear ETF. So NVIDIA should maybe catch a bounce. This week, we've got some other Bitcoin thing, bearish, volatility bearish, short silver bearish, so bullish silver, China bull bearish, bear China, and Alibaba bearish. So man, I think for the coming week we've got I think there's 2 trading days or 3 trading days in July to start the week. That'll close out the month, and then we'll be into August by the middle of the week. So I'm not seeing really anything too cut and dry for this week. I think probably you're going to see the NASDAQ maybe slide right into the end of the month. And then in August, maybe it'll pick back up again. But, if we go back over here, we've got year to date now, everything is kind of smushed back together. So we've got the Qs up 13%, Russell up 12. This was, the Qs were up 20 something percent partway through July, and they gave back a bunch. IWM was year to date flat and made a big run, and now they've gotten kind of more parity between them. So, I really you're never going to make it that far trusting the Russell. So it's kind of a matter of when the old pattern reverts itself as opposed to if it will. So, we'll see how it goes. But I think probably, yeah, some more NASDAQ weakness into the end of the month. And then new month, August, will start. We'll see if the trend with the small caps continues or if they just get thrown back into the dumpster again, where they have kind of lived for decades. Okay, so that's all from me. Hope you guys have a good week out there, and be back next week, see how things went. Bye.